Welcome back to my channel. We're going to be doing a handful of different MLB trivia games. So we're going to start with the Baseball Immaculate Grid, and then we'll also do the Swingle and the MLB Pickle. So last time we did an Immaculate Grid, we set a personal best of 32 rarity score. We're going to see if we can beat that. The All-Star category helps. The 200 pitching wins is not helpful. That's going to be tough. There's not a lot of pitchers who've done that in history, but we're going to give it a shot. So let's get started here. The timer will start now. All right, so Pittsburgh and the Twins. These teams are tough. I'm not the biggest AL Central, NL Central guy. So we're just going to think of Yankees. We're going to think of Yankees because that's easiest for me. Pittsburgh and the Twins. J-Happ was on both of those teams. He was also a Blue Jay, but I can't think of another Pittsburgh and Twin. J-Happ. Wow. I guess people don't remember him as a Twin. He was a Pirate for a while, I thought. Pirates and Blue Jays. So we have a couple Yankee options. We can either go A.J. Burnett or we can go Russell Martin. We're going to go A.J. Burnett. He might be higher, though. Yeah, 12%. And then Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. Oh, those are tough teams. I mean, you can tell I don't watch a lot of NL Central, but I know Kevin Newman just did it, but he might be higher because people remember Kevin Newman. He was actually decent with, I think, both of these teams. He was okay. But Colin Moran, people forget he was a Red because he was okay as a Pirate. They cut him. He went to the Reds, and he was terrible. So Colin Moran. Yeah, 3%. Love it. Okay. We're going to skip this one for now. We'll go to the All-Stars. So the Twins, the big ones are going to be your Mauers, Morneau, Johan Santana, and then some of your old guys probably. All right, Harmon Killebrew, Kirby Puckett, Rod Carew. They're probably on there. Who was their All-Star this year? Was it Pablo Lopez? Was he their All-Star? I'm pretty sure he was. So let's go with Pablo Lopez. He might be higher just because it's this year, but no, 0.8%. Huge, huge. Blue Jays All-Star. So they've had a bunch of guys go in the last couple of years. Right? Vlad Jr., Bichette. You could go older. You could go Bautista. You could go Halladay. Don't think we want to go Halladay. We may need him here, but they had a couple weird All-Stars, right? Wasn't Alejandro Kirk and Santiago Espinal, weren't they All-Stars? I don't know about Espinal. I'm pretty sure about Kirk, so let's go with Kirk. Yeah, 2%. Okay, and then Reds All-Star. So we're not going to use a Hall of Famer or old guy. So no Pete Rose, no Johnny Bench, no Joe Morgan, no Tom Seaver. But we're going to use... Do we want to use Castellanos, or can we do better? Oh, no. Jesse Winker was an All-Star next to Castellanos. And he's trash now, so people probably forget it. Jesse Winker. Yeah, 0.9%. Love it. Love it. All right, now on to the hard one. So Johan Santana definitely didn't get there. He was hurt too much. I don't think Jack Morris got there. Bartolo was a Twin, right? Bartolo definitely got there. He pitched way too long to not have 200 wins. And he was a Twin after he was a Met. Yeah. He's got to be. 7%, lovely. So the easy ones here are Roger Clemens and Roy Halladay. We both got there pretty easily. So they're both going to be pretty high. But let's think. David Wells must have got there. He started for good teams for too long to not get there. Should we use David Wells? No, David Wells was a Red. I'm pretty sure he played all over the place. I'm pretty sure David Wells was Red. So we're going to try him here, and if this doesn't hit, we'll just use him in the middle. Yes, David Wells was a red. Oh, that's huge. Okay, and now let's think. Did Halliday did it. Clemens did it. They're both going to be through the roof high. They'll probably both be 30+% each. Let's think. None of their recent staff is there. They're all kind of too young or don't have the track record. Did Mark Burley get to 200 wins? He was on some good White Sox teams. He was on some bad White Sox teams. But he was getting decisions all the time because he went so deep most of the time. We're going to go with Mark Burley. I think he threw for like 15 years, so he's either there or he's close. And yeah, he got there. 35. So we almost got there. What was Burley's percentage? 4%. So we were close regardless. 35 is still a really good rarity score, especially given that column we had to work with. And yeah, people are struggling with this one. 5.8 is the average score, which makes sense. I don't watch much in either Central, so the teams alone are difficult. The Blue Jays, people don't really think about all the time. Yeah, and this is the challenge. Look how few players there are with 200 pitching wins. Now the All-Stars, there's a lot, and they're big enough names that they're not hard to pull. Most popular, let's see what we can guess. So Pittsburgh and the Twins, I have no clue. I don't even know. I don't even know who to guess. And 200 wins pitching, I don't even know either. But All-Star, I think, is going to be Mauer. But these two, I have no clue. I mean, I just thought of J-Hap out of nowhere. I don't even know who else played for these teams. Liriano and Blyleven. Yeah, I wasn't going to get either of them. They're kind of... I mean, Liriano is not really before my time, but I never really watched him. He was always on weird teams. Now, Blue Jays row. Pittsburgh and the Blue Jays. Oh, Jose Bautista. He's going to be the number one there. Yeah, because he was in Pittsburgh before he went to Toronto. 200 wins pitching will be Clemens. Actually, it might be Halliday, but we'll guess Clemens. And then All-Star, Vlad Jr., because he's been in a couple. He's a huge name. Okay, so Joey Bats, Halliday, and Vlad Jr. And now the Reds row with the Pirates. I have no idea, because I don't think it's going to be Kevin Newman. There's going to be an older name I'm not thinking of. 200 wins as a Red is going to be Tom Seaver. And All-Star, do we think it's going to be like a bench or Joey Votto? It's got to be Joey Votto, right? Yeah, so we'll get Seaver and Votto, and I don't know. I mean, it's two old National League teams. Look how many players have played for both. But let's see. Dave Parker. Yeah, I wouldn't have got that, but Seaver and Votto. That makes sense. Anyways, let me know how you do down in the comments, and if you can beat my Raider score. And we're going to hop over to Swingle. The good news for us is we have a bunch of teams here. 4 teams, so there's only... Each of these teams is going to have its own row. And then there's going to be a 5th that we don't know, and one of these 4 might actually be the cross, so there may be double. There may be like 2 A's teams, I don't know yet, but that's entirely possible. But let's give this a look. So Rosario, that's going to be probably Ahmed Rosario and Pete Alonso, so this is a Mets row. So who else here was a Met? Nimmo. Nimmo has to be there. Could be Cano. But it could be J.D. Davis. And it could be James McCann. Although I think McCann got there after Rosario left. After he got traded for Lindor, I thought. Although they may have overlapped for a year, so I'm not positive. So we're going to leave that for now. We know there's one of these 3 is going to end up there. Let's move the Phillies up here, though. Hoskins and McCutchen. It's got to be the Phillies. Castellanos might be up there, but I think Kutch was gone when Castellanos came in, so I don't think they overlap. Let's use Gene Segura, and Kingery is going to be there. Let's see. Iglesias and Castellanos. So that could be the Reds, or it could be the Tigers. Oh, I think it's going to be the Tigers. Candelaria is going to be there. James McCann and Leonis Martin. Yeah. So we still don't know on Cano and Davis. Seager, Gonzalez, Peterson, that's the Dodgers. And that's Logan Forsythe. Okay, so Davis is Chris Davis with Oakland, which means Robinson Cano is going to be a Met. And Jed Lowry is going to be an A. All right, now what goes across? So unfortunately, nothing's lighting up. That would make things really easy. Let's think. There's a lot of Davises. Maybe there's an Orioles team, but I think James McCann got there after he left. And I don't think anything else really matches. Jock would work with the Cubs, but there's nobody other. Well, he could be a Giant too, but this year with J.D. Davis? No, because none of these guys match, and I actually don't know if J.D. Davis got the opening day start. Might have been Wilmer Flores. It probably was Wilmer Flores, so that's out. Let's see. Cano was a Yankee, but too early for this, which means he's either a Met or a Mariner. Gene Segura was a Mariner. Oh, okay, that might be it. Kyle Seager was a Mariner. That's what it's going to be. It's Corey Seager as a Dodger, but it's going to be Kyle Seager with the Mariners. There we go. Danny Valencia was a Mariner, and Iglesias never was. Candelario never was. And Castellanos never was. It's got to be Martin. There we go. Okay. Yep, and it was a Mariner team. It was a Mariner team, and that was the Tigers. Yeah. So, yeah, not too bad. I mean, 15 swaps to go is pretty good. I wasn't even really trying to save swaps that much. I waited on putting Cano up here because I wasn't sure if it was him or Davis, but I wasn't like intentionally trying to save my swaps or anything. So 15 swaps remaining is pretty good. Let me know down in the comments how you do on this one, and then we're going to get into MLB Pickle. I used to do this one pretty much every day. It's been a little bit, though. So this is kind of similar to Wordle, if you know Wordle. But as opposed to letters, we guess a player as opposed to a word, and then based on certain attributes about that player, certain things will light up. So why don't we just hop into it and give it a go. So I like to start with Aaron Judge, not just because he's a Yankee, and Aaron Judge is amazing, but he's a righty. He's a righty. He's American, and is he 30 or 31? Whatever it is, he's kind of your default player, right? So he'd light up for the outfield. He'd light up around 30 on age. He'd light up American and righty. So even if nothing lights up for him, we actually still learn a lot from guessing a right-handed American outfielder. So Aaron Judge. So let's go with him. Okay, so he's 31 now. Let's see if we get anything. Okay, so we actually get quite a bit. So we have a righty from the States, but we don't know the division yet. We know it's either AL West, AL Central, or NL East. So let's think this through. If we pick a player in the NL East and it's not, or if this doesn't light up, we actually don't know what division they're in. But if we pick someone from the West, if we pick someone from the AL West and it lights up, whatever it lights up, we know what division they're in. Because if it lights up orange like this, they're in the Central. If it lights up green, they're in the West. And if it lights up nothing, then we know they're in the NL East. So let's get someone from the AL West. And let's guess an American who's a righty. Let's go with Alex Bregman. I think he's too close in age to judge, so it's not going to be him. It won't actually be him, but I need the extra information, so... And we'll test another position. So let's give it a go. Okay, so we were right. So it's the AL Central. And this is actually helpful. It means the player's either 27 or 28. Because at 30 or 31, this would have lit up. So we have a player from the AL Central who's right-handed, American, and 27 or 28. So I want to guess a pitcher now. Because if we get through all the positions and we're only getting to pitcher at the end, you know, there's a ton of pitchers we could have trouble there. So let's see. Let's think through the Twins. The Twins have a lot of American pitchers. Sonny Gray's too old. Kenta Maeda's not American. Let's go with Joe Ryan. He's got to be around the right age. Yeah. So he's 27, AL Central, starting pitcher. Let's give him a try. Did we get it? We didn't get it. It didn't. It lit up everything. Like, look at this. Look at this. It's all green. But they're not telling me that I got it. They're telling me to keep guessing. Which means that the Twins have another righty-righty American-born pitcher. American-born starting pitcher who's 27 years old. They have another one. Let's think. Who else do they have in their starting rotation? Bailey Ober? Is Bailey Ober 27? Honestly, I thought he was younger. No, he's 28. It's not Bailey Ober. Ooh. Are they considering Chris Paddock still a starter? Did he start this year? I know he came back. I just don't remember him. It's the AL Central. I don't really watch unless they're playing the Yankees. This is kind of my best guess. Yeah, so he lights up all. He's 27. They're calling him a starting pitcher, so maybe it's Chris Paddock. He's had a rough couple years, just a bunch of injuries. It'd be nice to see him rebound in 2024, but this is kind of funny. This is another righty-righty American starting pitcher who's 27 and pitches for the Twins. If it's not him, I don't know what to do. I have no clue. But let's see. Yep, so he's lighting up all green. We knew that. Okay, and we got him. We got him in 4 tries. I mean, we got a bit lucky with that Joe Ryan pull. But, wow. Wow. So, anyways, let me know how many guesses it takes you to guess this, to guess the MLB Pickle today, and I'll see y'all next time.